Hey, this is Pat Smage, and I'm going to test out the new Hardrock curved foot pegs by S3. I've been using the standard Hardrock pegs for years, but I was excited to see what these new curves had to offer. They are tilted forward and offset further back than the standard pegs, but they still allow for adjustment forward and back. I did some back-to-back testing with the curve and the standard peg to see which one excelled where. While I could do the same line with both pegs, there were certain things that felt easier or more comfortable with one peg over the other. The angle of the curve peg really helped when I had to get forward on the bike. It was very noticeable on jap zaps and double steps. I think this would be a huge help to smaller riders who struggle to get over the front end. Being 6 feet tall, I don't think I feel the advantages a shorter rider would. I did notice the comfort and extra grip whenever the front tire was in the air. The angle of the curve peg really helped when trying to set up and balance when the front end is higher than the rear. Obstacles up steep hills are a little bit easier when you have to get really far over the front end. Squatting down into the bike on big walls with no run is a little bit more comfortable with the curve pegs. But on steep, loose climbs, I noticed a little bit less wheel spin with the standards. These pegs feel most comfortable when standing on the balls of your feet. This helped when doing big splatters that required a lot of lift. Here you can really see how different the angle is on the curve versus the standard peg. This does provide a better platform when the front end is up and stationary against a rock. I try to stay back over the rear end of the bike a little bit longer in the mud and drop my heels down below the peg. The lower back edge on the standard peg made it easier to do that. Overall, they are both great pegs. It really comes down to personal rider preference and what your strengths and weaknesses are. For my size and riding style, I prefer the standard Hardrock peg in wet or slick conditions and the curve peg in dry conditions that require aggressive techniques. I recommend the standard Hardrock pegs for lower level riders and encourage advanced riders to try both pegs for the extra edge over the competition.